Alright, so VeVe just released their OMI Utility program, and after analyzing and taking a look at this entire announcement here, I know that there's just huge opportunity for those of you that understands eventuality as well as where the direction is headed. I will give you my analysis on the implication of the OMI Utility program, what it means on some NFTs, what it means on holding the coin, staking, and ultimately what's going to happen, or if it's a good idea, if it's too late, or should you be doing right now, and if you should be, what should you be investing in. So I'm going to first begin with the Master Collector program. Now, the Master Collector program is to reward active VeVe collectors, and one of the things that has attracted me as a collector, not just as an investor and as somebody that's speculating on the project and the coin, is I genuinely enjoy collecting the stuff on VeVe. So as somebody that collects comics, collectibles, figures, cards, the thing that appeals me about this Master Collector program is now it benefits people that is holding or hodling these collectibles. So once the Master Collector program rolls out, there's going to be more incentive for people to complete collections at the same time because they are rewarded by holding on to it. Therefore, the incentive of completing the cheapest collectibles is high, and therefore the first implication of this is we need to be able to take a look at the VeVe sets and take a look at the cheapest collections in terms of their price point, because there's going to be upward pressure on the cheapest VeVe sets. And if you can spot what these NFTs are, what these sets are, it's pretty much guaranteed that when the Master Collector program rolls out, people are going to be rushing to complete the cheapest set first in order to start getting more points from this Master Collector. So what does this mean? Well, this is a site that lists all VeVe set lists, and the first thing you'll be able to see is that I am going to sort it out by price. Okay, so right now this is the entry-level price point for all these different sets, as well as the Master Collection points, Master Collector points that is going to be associated with the set. Now, if you truly want to be hardworking, you can take this number and divide it by the price, and that number is going to give you the true value of the points in relation to the price. Okay, so if you want to be able to see which is going to be the most effective and efficient way to get points relative to the investment, okay, that's what you can be doing. Or it could be an absolute number. So for example, these sets over here would be the cheapest sets to complete in order to get the bonus points from holding on to complete sets. So what's going to happen is when this rolls out, 100% the prices of these sets will be the first to go up. Why? Because there's going to be upward pressure on people who may be on a budget and just want to be able to complete sets, and they want to be able to do so utilizing the most effective, cheapest method on a budget. Okay, so that's the first implication of this. And the thing that I have been doing and will continue to do is completing these sets and holding on more of these sets in order to anticipate the Master Collector program. Okay, that's number one. Next one. So over here is the OMI Utility Overview. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this type of video, first of all, let me know in the comments your VeVe username. One of the things that we always do in these videos is I will select 3 different random comments. We'll put them in a random software randomizer, and I'm going to be selecting 3 sold out collectibles. Well, everything on VeVe right now is pretty much sold out, and sending it to 3 random people that just lets me know your username together with your biggest takeaway and what you enjoyed from this video. And as always, be sure to smash the like button if you're enjoying these type of videos. This helps the channel out, and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one if you want to be able to be the first to know about collectibles, NFTs, crypto, and anything about making money online. Okay, so when it comes to the OMI Utility, now the OMI Utility is different from the Master Collector, and this is more associated to the coin. So the eComi coin, as you can see in the last 3 months, it has pretty much picked up, and it's been going sideways for the last 1.5 weeks, or rather 1.5 months. What does it mean? So over here, the next thing is the staking program, right? Now, what the staking program means if you're new to this and you don't really know what staking is, staking just means if you hold on to a specific coin, they want to be able to give you rewards by locking in these coins to the ecosystem so that they know that you're not going to be dumping it, you're not going to be selling it anytime in the near future. So in order to incentivize people to stake their coins so that it's locked into the ecosystem, or rather it's taken out of the circulating supply, therefore benefiting all the overall tokenomics, they have made it so that there are 3 main ways to stake. Now, there's also this thing called fast track, which means if you don't want to wait for the staking period to expire to move on to the next tier, you can stake your way there by burning a specific amount of OMI. Okay, so there's 3 tiers. Tier number 1 is the OMI homie, where you need to put $1,000, or if you want to fast track, $250, and you get the profile badge with the OMI homie 3D, together with premium market listings of OMI. Now, the lock periods of this is 30 days. So this is more for like the casual collector that knows they want to be able to get benefit by being a part of the community and supporting the coin, and also getting a return on holding the coin as well. So lock period is 30 days. Tier number 2 is the OMI Millionaire, right? Where you have to stake $5,000 worth of OMI, where the lock period is 60 days. Together with extra, so everything in tier 1, together with the OMI Millionaire profile badge, together with the OMI drop raffle. We'll talk more about that and the application and implication of that. You'll be able to trade secondary market trading in OMI. You'll be able to burn NFT for points, which is pretty interesting. So probably the ones that is the unwanted mass market NFTs with a lot of supply. They'll probably make it worthwhile to burn it. Interested to see how that will look like. And finally, tier number 3 is if you lock in $10,000 worth of OMI, lock period is 90 days, and you'll be able to get all of the above plus extras. So the profile badge, the additional bonuses, you'll be able to rent out collectibles. That's pretty interesting. I'm guessing this is going to be a lot more applicable when they do roll out the VeVe-verse, right? This is not going to be big just yet. When they gamify it, probably, okay? You'll be able to display your mint numbers next to NFTs, not a big deal. Unlimited showrooms, expanded AR feature. Now, if you think about all these things, it's really a flex. Some of you that's watching this, you might be thinking, so I don't understand what is the payoff of locking in $10,000 worth of OMI in order to get these. There's sometimes when it comes to staking, it's very common that you get a direct monetary return. Whereas this staking, you'll notice that it's more towards the collectibles, and it's more about the flex, right? Getting a special profile badge, and perhaps maybe even increasing your chances to get a specific drop. All of that is to make sure that the coins get taken out of circulation. It helps the overall tokenomics, and also prevents whales from dumping because there's a lock-in period, and if they do want to take their money out before the lock-in period ends, there is a 10% penalty, which is going to be burned, right? So this avoids the huge fluctuations because it keeps people committed. Now, when I look at this, I know that this is just the starting step. There are many games that took off where the lock-in tier, 100%, without a doubt, there is going to be that tier 4, tier 5, where you can lock in at 50,000, 100,000, 100%. Now, why is that the case? If you take a look at the collectors, the main collectors, you will see that it's the 80-20 rule applies over here as well. It's 20% of the top collectors owning 80%, or rather controlling 80% of the most expensive NFTs in this market. So it means that by not offering a tier 4 or 5, VeVe is discounting a big part of whales, which is ultimately who they want to target, because they want to be able to have the whales locked in, right? But right now, it's a little bit too intimidating if they release the tier 4 or tier 5. It's going to feel like it's unfair, right? That the rich and the whales have all these extra perks. So right now, it's probably not released yet, but 100% when they have the VeVe-verse, when they have the virtual land for sale, maybe tier 4, tier 5, right? By holding 100,000, 50,000, 250,000, you might have first dibs at selecting, prime real estate space on VeVe. So what does this mean? It means that definitely in terms of the pricing, I love it when I see things going sideways for a few months, because that tells me that there's a lot of potential, especially when this rolls out and people are able to stake and utilize and get rewards from holding on to OMI, right? I've been holding on to OMI for like a year now, and I haven't been able to stake it unlike other coins, and it would be amazing to be able to finally stake the OMI that I'm holding. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that when it comes to coin, when I see things going sideways for a while, it means that there's a lot of potential for this going up, especially with all of the burn that is happening when things are transacted, with them doing the drops and selling out consecutively every other day, right, in the last few months, and how consistent they have been doing that, and therefore burning the tokens. Very, very promising. Next thing that I talk about is the raffle. I think this is huge. So basically what this raffle is, it gives the collector a greater chance to obtain specific collectibles in an upcoming drop. And a percentage of these additions in a drop will be made available, and users can participate in the raffle drop by utilizing OMI tokens to purchase a drop raffle ticket. Now, collectors who are unsuccessful in drop raffle will get 100% of their OMI return. So again, what does this mean? It means that there's more methods and opportunity for the OMI token to be burned. And as a result of that, collectors, if you take a look at this, how it works, at a set time before the drop, the OUP drop raffle will open to those collectors in OMI staking tier 2 or higher, right? So this is the initial step of incentivizing people to stake their OMI and their tokens, knowing very well that this is just the beginning, right? Mark my words, there is going to be tier 4, tier 5 to really lock in the whales, tier 6 maybe. And you have seen companies and gaming companies that's related to NFTs and crypto do that all the time, right? They initially roll it out so that they attract the casuals in, but after that, eventually, in order to not intimidate everybody, only to roll out the higher tiers at a later date. Okay, so once the winning collectible is claimed, the collector is prompted to make the payment in gems, and the collectible will be delivered to the collection post drop. Now, when I thought about this, I thought I'm okay with it because I understand that the big brands needs to be paid their royalty and they want cash, not crypto. Okay, so I've seen a few people complain about this, like, why do we have to pay in gems? It's probably because of the big brands needing their cut. So I totally understand that. And finally, accessories that can be purchased with OMI. So non-branded high edition items so that you can trick out their showrooms. Again, OMI spent on accessories is burned. And finally, the roadmap to it all is the staking is going to take place first with the tier structure. Very exciting. We're gonna see, I believe, less fluctuations, as well as a much higher chance for it to take off because of people locking in and preventing whales from dumping. The raffle taking place next, phase number 3, secondary market trading in OMI. So now this is when you'll be able to buy and sell utilizing OMI. Finally, accessories, premium market listings, and renting out collectibles. I'm guessing this is in phase 4 because this might only make sense once we're closer to the VeVe-verse and as well as the land. So in terms of where I view the potential of these NFTs, here's how I think about it. I think that even though prices have gone up significantly since we started talking about this in this channel from like, what, close to a year ago now, right, when things was relatively new. If you were to compare this in terms of market cap, right, with the biggest projects out there, which isn't a fair comparison, yeah, I know, right? But literally, CryptoPunks, 3 billion, Bored Ape Yacht Club, 1.87. And if you take a look at that, the number 1 collectible on VeVe right now with the highest market cap, this would be the Disney partner statue. Current floor price, 9,000.
It's over 9,000!
And market cap, 39 million. So if you take a look at the top ones, 39 million, 21 million, 16 million, the first Spider-Man, 15 million. I believe that we are still extremely early. And eventually, and this is going to be heavily dependent. Now, I don't want to come across as a VeVe fanboy that's extremely biased, even though I kind of am. And even though VeVe is not affiliated with me, they're not paying me to do a video on them, and perhaps they should. I'm coming from the angle of this is still very, very new, and the odds of this taking off even further is going to be highly dependent on how well they roll out the VeVe-verse, how well they gamify this, what's going to happen when the move happens with Immutable X. Because once people can start minting their NFTs on OpenSea with real IPs and brands as the NFT, that is when things are going to go cray. Now that being said, VeVe has mentioned that not all brands have allowed them to do that. I truly believe that the biggest brands, Disney, DC Comics, Marvel, will probably not be in agreement. But if they are, and you could mint a Disney NFT and sell it on OpenSea when it moves to Immutable X, hands down, these NFTs will absolutely explode. Because this, which is like 2 ETH, is nothing in comparison to all the crappy NFTs that's being sold for dozens of ETH. So there you have it. That's how I see it. And one final thing, which is huge. So in preparation for the move to Immutable X, I believe that this small window of buying gems for cheap in the secondary market at 0.05 to 0.65, where you could buy, you know, a gem at 50 cents or 60 cents on the dollar, is going to go away. Well, not at least at this rate. Okay. So what does this mean? It means that tons of Telegram groups, you know, of people selling gems. And again, this is extremely risky. Please utilize an escrow. A lot of scams out there. But the option to buy gems at 0.5, 0.6, I believe once things moves to Immutable X, it's not going to be at this rate anymore, right? That ship is probably sailing. In fact, just about 2 weeks ago, it was at 0.5. Looks like now it's moving back to 0.6, 0.65. This move to Immutable X is going to stabilize the price. So this is a small window to still buy gems at cheap before the move to Immutable X happens. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, let me know in the comments, first of all, your VeVe username together with what it is that you learned most from this video. And if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. This helps the channel out. And subscribe to this channel if you want to be able to get the latest news on NFTs, crypto, making money online, as well as anything to do with the virtual world. I'll see you in the next video.